Welcome to the Ranger Chamber, and this is the Creation Chamber.
Hi Ranger Nation, it's me Joe and
Gary from the Ranger Chamber team, and welcome
to the
Creation Chamber,
where you can learn how to make or cook something Morphinomenal. So, what we got in this video? Well, besides Gary drinking his Blue Ranger juice, well, it's actually Bar's bubblegum aid. Anyway, so today we are going to be doing a special activity. Now, you've probably got a party coming up, a Power Ranger Kids party, and you're thinking, oh no, I don't have any special things to give out to the kids, what do I do? Well, that's why we're here. So in this video we're going to show you how to make Power Ranger face masks. So, I'm going to be doing a Red Ranger mask from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Gary?
I'm going to be doing the Blue Ranger party mask from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Fabuloso. Okay, so what we're going to need is, as you can see, the sheet, which is printed on card, as you can tell. But if you don't have card, you can always print it onto paper, and you can get some coloured card like red, well, a coloured card that matches the colour of the Ranger mask. And then what you do is you stick it, you print it on paper, stick it to the coloured card, and then cut it out.
To be honest, you can use any card. You can use black, red, blue,
any colour. But if you want to be like me, colour specific, so I would use red card for red, blue card for blue, and you get the idea.
If you can't find that black card from the pound shop or the Works or the Entertainer, you can get them in any sort of
The Works, Clark Stationers, W.H. Smith,
Hobbycraft.
Yeah, or you can even look on Amazon or even eBay. eBay could do some good deals on coloured card and things, so you just got to keep your eyes open. So you got the sheet itself, which are available in our Creation Chamber fact sheets album, which is on our Facebook page. And again, if you don't have the fact sheets, you can send us an email. We can email them directly to you, so you can go and print them out. Okay, and we'll need scissors, but you're going to need a grown-up Ranger friend to help you with this. And you've got a little hole puncher. You could use a normal hole puncher with the two hole punches, but we got this special singular hole punch, and that's to print out the holes in the side of the Power Ranger mask. And we also need some elastic. So we've got some thick elastic, or you could be like me and get thin elastic. But we'll probably might use the thicker elastic, but we haven't quite decided yet. But you've got an option, so you can do thin elastic or thick elastic. It just depends on how strong you want the elastic to be, but for the purpose of this video we're going to use the thick elastic. And we also need a pen and some sticky tack, but you could also use scissors, because you'll need the sticky tack to, well, punch the holes in the eyes. But if you do it on, but it's very tricky, so again, get a grown-up to help you do that. Okay, I think that's everything. And naturally, if you're going to stick the paper onto the card, make sure you've got some glue, like stick glue. Okay, so without further ado, it's 1, 2, 3, it's making time! Okie dokie, so we're ready to get started. So we have all our materials. Now, just to let you know, we've pre-cut our elastic, so we're ready to go. So there's my bit, and Gary has his bit. So, now, if you were printing it out onto paper, the first thing you would do is you would take your coloured card, and then you would stick the printout paper sheet onto the card by gluing at the back of this, sticking it on there, and then let it dry, and then you would then cut it out. But since we've printed this on card already, we can just go into cutting out. Now obviously, you can take your time with this, but we don't really have a lot of time on Creation Chamber, do we, Gary?
No, who are you doing that?
So we're just going to cut along the edge, along the black outline, along the edge of the mask.
It doesn't need to be perfect.
Yeah, it's just, you just want to get it cut out really, but we want to leave the black line there, just to make sure. Oh, it's okay, we can fix that. I think Gary's having a little bit of trouble cutting his mask out, so I'm going to give him a hand in a minute. There we go. And then once you cut it out, you have something. Oops, sorry guys, I just put my rubbish over in the bin. Get in there. There we go. And then when you've cut it out, you have something that looks like that. And as you can see, the mask is nice and shiny because we had it printed on some special card that makes it all nice and glossy. Now, once Gary is finished with his, doing his, just going to shimmy that out of the way. I'm going to help Gary in a second, so I'm going to help Gary just do the edge. So if you pass it to me, Gary, I'm going to do the horns. Now the horns are the features of some of the bulky features. You definitely would want to get a grown up to help you do this bit for you. So I'm just going to go along the edge just to neaten it up a bit.
Let's just say arts and crafts is not my strong suit, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
but
After a couple of videos, I'm sure he'll be really good. Right.
I need some more blue juice.
Blue bubblegum juice. But maybe if you're really thirsty, you might want to consider going over to our Ranger Chamber YouTube channel and check out our Power Fruit Ranger smoothie. And then, when you cut it out, you'll have something that looks like that. I think Gary, you need to put it here because no one can see it from that far, so probably that's it. You have something that looks like that, and as you can see there, they look absolutely fantastic. Okay, now the difficult bit. Take your sticky tack and put it directly under where the eyepiece is going to go. So I'm going to put that there. Then with a sharp pen or pencil, now get a grown-up or old grown-up ranger friend to help you do this bit. Put the sticky tack under the eye, and then it's not taking the whole pen with it. Well done, Joe. And we're just gonna take that out, and we're going to do the same again. I'm gonna try and put that back on. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you buy a cheap pen. So.
Thank you, Poundland, for being
so
incredible.
Helpful. Okay, then we're going to do the same again. And put over there. Now I'm going to use the blade of the scissors, so for goodness sake, don't try this at home unless you're an adult. So I'm going to pierce a hole, twist, like that. See, that's another way you can do it, but again, get a grown-up to do that for you. Then, there's your holes. And then what we're going to do is, while Gary does his, so Gary puts it directly under the, you put the, let me just flip that over because you probably want to use the other side. Then while Gary's doing that, I will cut out the eyes. So you'll probably have to be very careful with this one because the eyes are because the eyes are a round shape. They're not easy, obviously it's not easy to cut out a round shape. Usually what you would do is you'd probably, if you have a crafting knife, if you know anyone if you know a grown-up that does crafting with crafting knives and can cut along the edge using a crafting knife, then by all means use it. And there's one eye cut out. It doesn't matter about the white outline around the edge, because what you can do is you can get a black felt tip pen and you can colour that in so you can make that go disappear. Or you can use a bit of black paint, but I think black felt tip pen's a lot better because it's just a lot more convenient, shall we say. That's nearly done. There we go. And that is the eyes cut out on my mask. And again, obviously with the black outline, I'm going to, right, just give me a second. Right, Gary is going to now carefully cut out the eyes of his mask. And while he's doing that, I'm just going to go grab a black felt tip pen, and I'm going to show you about colouring in the outline of the eyes if you didn't want to leave the eyes uncoloured.
Yeah, I'm having a difficult time with this.
Okay, well, do you want me to do it? I'll tell you what, give us a second and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And once you have finished cutting, you'll have something that looks like that. And as you can see, the eyes are all cut out. Now, I'm just going to quickly show you how do you fix the white outline around the edge, which will probably be annoying you like crazy. Well, I've got a black felt tip pen, and we're just going to colour around the edge, just colour around there of the mask to make that completely disappear. so it's nice and black. And if you're worried about the pitch of the tone of the colour of the mask, but then again that looks absolutely fine. You can't see the black anymore, so it looks perfect. So Gary's going to do his. Now I'm going to take you on to the next step. Now you're probably wondering, now at this point, if you wanted to, you could probably get a lolly. You can probably get an old pen or probably a lolly stick, and then with some sticky tape you can stick this to the back and you can wear it as a hand stick mask.
Almost like a masquerade mask.
Yes, exactly. If you look on here, I'm just going to borrow this. Now this is on the activity sheet, so you can see you've got two ways of doing the mask. You could either do elastic and string, or you can put a lolly stick on the back, as you can see. Fantastic. So you've got two ways of doing the mask, but we're going to use the elastic string because we want to be able to wear it. So I've got some elastic that I've pre-cut. Now what I did was I took the elastic and I just measured around the head and added a little extra. So you basically measure around the person's head, and then you add a tiny bit extra because obviously you need to make sure you've got enough to tie it afterwards. But because it's stretchy, it will be able to fit on perfectly. But what you could do is before you tie it, you could tie it one side, put it against the person, and then thread the other side through the hole, and then you could get them to wear it, and then if it feels a bit too loose, you can just pull on it a little bit to make it a little tighter, or if it's too tight, make it a bit looser. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make some hole punches. So I'm going to use my little hole punch and do here. And then I'm going to go to the other side of the visor and do the other side here. So we've got two hole punch holes. Now Gary's going to do the same. So put it all the way in. That's it. Put it on the ground. It's easier to do it on there. So press down. That's it. Take that out. There we go. That's one. And then on the other side of the visor, about there. If you're worried about keeping it in line, use a ruler as a guide to go from one hole to the other. There we go. Now we're going to take the elastic and we're going to thread some of it through like this. And then we're going to tie it. Just tie a little bit. Now you want to obviously make sure you tie it right at the very end, because obviously you don't want to make it too long, otherwise you're going to have to cut some of it off. Ooh. Having a bit of trick difficulty, right? Ooh. Now this is obviously very fiddly, so obviously you want to take your time with this. So, ooh. Unfortunately this is elastic, so it's very springy and goes all over there.
But imagine it as a pair of shoelaces.
Left over, right, under and pull. And then obviously we're going to do another knot to make sure it stays on the mask. And then any leftover bit, cut that bit off. So we got a bit dangling off, obviously, because we want to make sure that it goes on. Now, we're going to adjust the camera quickly so we can show you the last little bit. Okay, on to the last step. Now, Gary's going to give me a hand. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the mask on, and Gary is going to take the string and help me thread it through the hole, and it's going to help us decide of how tight or how loose the mask needs to be. So I'm going to put my mask on. Can you see my eyes? Ooh. Just stretch it, put it through, that's it. And then Gary's going to pull it through. I think that's about right. So that's about right. So nice and stretchy. So I'm going to take that off, hold it in place, and then I'm going to hey everybody, going to tie it. Ooh. I'm going to tie the last bit of this. Now I find it's better to do double knots, so then it will definitely stay in place. Or if you're worried, you could probably you could use a bit of sticky tape just to stick it and keep it in place. And then any leftover little flicky bit that you don't want, just get a pair of scissors, cut that off, and there you go, one finished Power Ranger mask. I can put that on, and I'm ready for action. Hiya! Tyrannosaurus. And now I've got to do Gary. So I'm going to come. So Gary's going to shimmy forwards a bit. I'm going to help.
Hi everybody.
I'm going to help Gary with his mask now. Whoop. So thread that through. Is that alright, darling?
Yeah, but it's feeling nice and loose, but we want it a wee bit tighter. Oh, that feels good.
Right. Okay. I'm going to hold that. And now I'm going to start by tying. Quickly. Sorry guys, I'm just going to quickly tie the first knot like that, and then the second knot like that. So you tie it twice, and then Gary will get the scissors and the last little bit about cut there. That's it, and there we go. And now Gary, crowning achievement. We have our Power Ranger mask. So, it's Morphin time!
Tyrannosaurus!
Wrong dinosaur, you pleb. Tyrannosaurus!
Sorry, I'm lost in the moment.
Triceratops!
Triceratops!
Tyrannosaurus! Do you know what, let's do this for... Okay, guess what? Alright, let's do this for real, shall we? Take them. Okay, let's do this for real. It's Morphin time! Alright, ready? Hand behind your back because we've got to grab our morphins because it's Morphin time!
Triceratops!
Tyrannosaurus! Wow. Oh well, these are fantastic. I'm actually really happy with these. Are you?
Yeah, definitely.
And these are brilliant for kids' parties or for adults. I mean, look, we're both adults and we can fit the masks too. Maybe if you wanted to do it for a child, you might want to print them a bit smaller. But to be honest, I think it's nice to have them nice and big like this because they're perfect. And even though they're curved slightly, it's all right because it gives you that sort of Power Ranger helmet effect. And it just looks really cool, and it also hides my hair as well. Oh well, so this has been a really fun video, and we hope you've had a great time making these. Now you're probably wondering, is it just the red and blue ranger? Is it just the red ranger and the blue ranger mask that's available? No, we have all the other Mighty Morphin colours as well. We have pink, black, yellow, green and white as well, and you can find all of those in a link description below on the Ranger Chamber Facebook page, where you can find the album with the fact sheets for this and all the other Ranger Chamber Creation Chamber recipes and make and do instructions. And that is it. So we'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please remember to like the video, share the video, comment below, and your question of the day is, who is your favourite? If you could make a Power Ranger mask like this, what Power Ranger would you base it on? And of course, 1, 2, 3, go subscribe! Because we've got many more videos coming out on the Ranger Chamber, isn't that right, Gary?
Oh yes there is, oh yes there is.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ranger Nation, for watching. I'm Joe.
And I'm Gary.
We're from the Ranger Chamber, and we just like to say, may the power protect you. Have a very creational, more phenomenal creation, more phenomenal day. And myself, and Gary and everyone at the Ranger Chamber, we'll see you next time on the Ranger Chamber YouTube channel. Bye bye, Ranger Nation.
Bye everybody. Bye.